rise again to glory then, soar into the sky. If you stop and see, then you just might believe. We're unstoppable, powerful, enough to beat the odds. If you love me, you will see the flames inside of me.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to Seduce Me. Can I just express how, I was adjusting my stuff and all of a sudden the music, dun, dun, dun. I'm sitting here like, okay, things got dramatic all fast, me just adjusting my volume. Holy butts. Anyway, welcome back. You guys comment out of the wazoo. I swear, you guys are everywhere with the comments. It's when's the next episode to holy crap, that guy's hot to where's sexy time? And I just want to respond to you all, but for some reason I can't bring myself to do it. I want to respond to all of you all at once, all at the same time. But whenever I see a comment, I stare at it for the longest time. I don't know how to respond to this. So I want you all to know, if I never respond to your comments, it's because I just don't know how to respond, or you were just commenting on something and there's no response for me to give. I mean, I appreciate everybody's comments, it's just that I have nothing to say. So I agree with all of you about everything. And let's continue. The fuck were we doing? Oh, we're in July. So I guess it's the July one. Oh, my birthday's coming up. It's coming up on Friday. Ooh, I can't wait. Gonna be another year older. Well, and ignoring that, Sam slowly began to stalk towards me. What the fuck? What happened last time? Why is he stalking towards us? Sam slowly began to stalk towards me, forcing me to step back and eventually leaning against the wall with him placing his arms on either side of my head. I was trapped and could only stare up at my captor.
I think you're staring at me and thinking bad things.
Oh, I'm hungry all of a sudden. Hungry for that demon butt! I felt my heart rush into my throat in silence. Rushed into my throat and silenced me as I gazed into Sam's emerald eyes, which so slightly dilated in a small form of lust. Now I'd done it. Sam chuckled and leaned in close, touching his nose to mine.
So, you gonna tell me the truth?
No, I want you to guess. Do what I dare you. Ooh! I don't know which one leads to sex, so I'm just gonna save E. Okay. I don't know what either of this means! Which one gets us under the sheets? The fuck does set him straight mean? What does take initiative mean? Oh. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Catch the May by the toe. If he hollers, if she... Fuck! I didn't even click that button! Which one did I click? I have no idea which one I clicked. My eyes were closed when I did that. But considering I think the sexy music's playing, I think we picked the right one. I'll have to look back in the recording and see which one I picked. Sam thought he had the upper hand. However, I knew how to make him go crazy. So I assume we're taking initiative. I honestly don't know. I leaned forward and locked lips with him, making him gasp against my mouth. Yeah, you better. I slyly wrapped my arms around his neck. Here we go, we're getting awkward, and pulled him close, letting him know that he was right and that he had better make good on my thoughts. Oh, God. Sam pushed forward, as am I, groaning softly, not doing that though, and pinning me to the wall with his body. I feel dirty. I felt my hands roam his skin. It was so strange. There was no difference in texture of Sam's green marks from his skin, almost as if the marks were part of his physical nude appearance. Wait, he's nude? What color is his dick? That's a question I want answered. Still, I could feel the power Sam carried just from the touch and passion alone. Sam was definitely strong, and he only reaffirmed my mental assessment as he gripped onto my hips and lifted me up higher on the wall. We're gonna do it on the wall? Oh boy! It made me wrap my legs around him. Oh boy. Unconsciously, I gripped onto his horns. You take control of that wild beast! Causing him to growl almost animalistic, yep, against my lips and make me gasp at the sound. I stared wide-eyed at Sam, seeing his eyes glow slightly. You know, I'm just assessing what's happening. Oh, I wonder if this will stutter for me.
Self-voicing enabled. Sexto DD did I hurt you? Self-voicing disabled.
DD did I hurt you? DD.
No.
Good. I became lost in his eyes as he began to deeply enthrall me. The small ring of green around his lustful, blown pupils. That was a weird way to put it. Glowing gold as the spell took hold, I released a heavy moan before gripping his horns hard and pulling him back for me a kiss. Whatever. His kisses became eager and wild, like grabbing hold of his horns was a turn on for him. Was it? Okay. I would like to know so I can do it more often. Sam zipped us back to the bed. Thank God, I don't want to do it against the wall. Ugh. With his inhuman speed, and settled himself with me in his lap, and him sitting back against the bedpost. Okay, I'm visualizing it now, so... That sounded wrong. I'm playing porn in my head. Don't worry about it. His hands begin to wander along my body, trying to control themselves from simply tearing through the fabric dividing us. I need that shirt, though. In my own desire and need, I quickly forced myself away from Sam's lips and touched my nose to his, staring deep into his eyes. I began to undo every bit of clothing and strip them off of me before tossing them to God knows where, off in the abyss. Goodbye. Those clothes are elsewhere now. Freaking takes them off, tosses them in the fire. Well, shit. Thankfully, he was already bare for me. Well, there you go. So that was one less outfit in our way. Fuck. As I finally became fully bare above him. Okay. Sam wrapped his hands around my waist and adjusted himself to kneel on his knees. We straddled over him. Should I, stick some tissue up my nose because my nose starts bleeding again? We didn't even need to play to know that this was going to be a rough ride. Buckle your seatbelts, kids! We're going on an adventure! Oh dear! Oh my! Oh my! Look at that. That's... I just don't know how this works. I'm visualizing myself holding my hands in front of me, grabbing onto his horns. I'm just like, how the hell? Pull him close. I don't know. Lift him up. I'm just trying to figure it out. How is that even... Alright, whatever. I settled my hands back on Sam's horns, his lustful eyes burning into... My lustful eyes burning into his as he guided me and smirked a toothy grin at me.
You better hang on.
Oh my god! It's like a fucking roller coaster. Hang on, it's gonna be one wild ride. There we go. Smiling too much, oh boy. What? I always get so awkward during this. My entire body became rushed with ecstasy. I couldn't stop the loud and wild moan from escaping my body. James in the other room reading a book like, the fuck is going on there? Hey dogs. My doggies, I'm reading you a story. Or from my eyes rolling back in wildy. I know that word, just don't feel like saying it. My world rocked with waves and pulses of pleasure and desire. The room around us, the smell of sweat in the air, it all became irrelevant as I made hard... Oh boy. Hard love to the man beneath me. Right, you're on top of him, so... I am trying so hard to visualize this awkward position they're in. Okay. He's against the bedpost, kind of like laying down a little bit. She's on top of him, grabbing his horns. Like, what the fuck? I don't even know. Ugh. Clinging to his horns like handlebars. Vroom, vroom, motherfucker. We're going on an adventure. The harder we went, the louder we became, and eventually, Diana knocked on our door, telling us to shut the hell up because we got training tomorrow. My vision was blurred in pure ecstasy, and I could feel nothing but the pleasure rushing through me and Sam's horns within my grasp. Horns are now a sexual thing, guys. You've been informed. Soon the entire room almost quaked at the sound of our passion. Ew! As we peeked, we realized the simultaneous scream and a howl of carnally roof before wrapping our arms around each other and panting wildly. Thank God, I think it's over. The sweat between us tingled with heat in the air, making us shiver in each other's arms. It was utter bliss, and Sam soothed me and held me close as he very slowly tucked us beneath the bedsheets and held me close to him, allowing me to recover from the experience. Hold on! Was it just me, or was that very short? That was very short. Fucking demon style was definitely a new experience. I'm really hungry. I couldn't... Having people are just like, dude, eat before you record. I'm like, no, I don't feel like getting up. I cuddled into Sam's embrace, nuzzling his chest and almost purring happily at the warmth that emanated from it. Sam kissed my head and chuckled.
You alright?
I don't think so. I'm a little broken in the inside. I'll be alright. I could only nod before I feel myself pass out. Well, that's sexy. Sam followed soon after, both of us becoming lost in the dark void of slumber. Thank the Lord. I had to be ready for the trial. I half expected to wake up to Diana to be disguised as Sam as the morning came. Ew. Ew. However, as I woke, I was happily in the arms of the man I loved. Despite the tired fog of my vision, I could sense that the man who was holding me was the true Sam. Thank the Lord. The way he held me gave it all away. As he pulled my body close to him, I giggled, knowing Sam was awake. I know you're awake. I'm watching you.
No, you don't, you doofus.
Oh, it's so cute. Doofus. I laughed and kissed his nose softly, causing Sam to open his eyes. As he gazed, into my eyes and smiled, I felt my heart completely swell in joy. I had almost forgotten about the day ahead. All I wanted to do was to stay in bed with him a little longer.
Morning.
Morning! Sam lazily leaned forward and kissed it. Oh my god! Spider! Please go away, Spider! Oh my god. Oh, I need a light. Oh. Fuck. Oh, I think I just had a heart attack. Why is there a spider coming down from my ceiling? But why? Okay, so spider problem over. It's actually the next day. Yes, it took me a day to get over that. Just don't shit. Yeah, a lot of stuff happened after that spider attacked me, brutally assaulted me. I had to call the police. It was just this whole big thing. It was in the news, actually. There was a dog chewing on a bone. Hold on a second. Maybe now we can actually finish this episode. I've never seen a more heartbroken dog than just now. Sam lazily leaned forward and kissed me before pulling me to his chest and sitting us both up.
Come on. Time to get up.
I don't want to. I got brutally assaulted. Violated. I feel violated. Do we have to? Well, there's spiders everywhere. As I asked, I could sense a new determination from Sam. Something about him seemed confident, despite having just woken up. I tilted my head and placed my hands on his shoulder, curious as to why that was. He fucked as a demon. Bah. Hey, what's got you so energized? Seeing you freak out about a spider, that's what. Okay, I'm done. I'm done. I swear. Sam turned his head and looked in my direction. Looked in my direction. There we go. Giving me a surprised look himself.
Huh? What do you mean? I'm always energized.
Well, that's good to hear.
She sent the spider. It was an assassin, I tell you. It was a ninja. Sam and I looked over at the door, suddenly see Diana leaning against the archway. I almost said carriage. Why? Diana's leaning against the carriage in the archway of the door, holding 2 large plates of food. I was surprised she was able to carry them. Both plates were piled with food that looked absolutely delicious. I like how here, and I'm not even going to say the name of this castle, here in this castle, we get room service, which is nice. Sam and I practically salivated at the sight before. Sam shook his head and glared at Diana.
You ever learn how to knock?
Well, we have a lot to do, so I figured knocking would only waste precious time.
I knew it!
My apologies.
I knew it! I knew if I made a knocking sound it'd make the dog bark, and I was just waiting for it too. Hey, there's nobody at the door. It's almost midnight, hon. There's nobody at the door, don't worry about it. Diana walked over at last and handed us our plates before stepping back and crossing her arms. Okay. Sam began to chow down as I took the slower approach to eating what I was given with a laugh. Where's my dog? Oh.
So, are you prepared for your test, dear?
Dear. That made me stop and look up at Diana. She knew that I was next. She already devoted herself to the dragon before. Wait, have we established it's a dragon? Have we established that it's a dragon, or is she just reading my thoughts at this point? What? So it wasn't surprising, but maybe she knew what exactly was in store for me. I couldn't be sure. I am so flabbergasted right now. Do you know what my test is? Diana nodded as Sam looked up to see her answer. I gulped, now a bit worried. Can you tell me?
Unfortunately, no. I cannot. If I could, I would, dear.
Why she keep saying dear? It's kind of unsettling. I grimaced, looking to the fireplace and knowing that the dragon did we establish it's a dragon? I don't remember. That the dragon, apparently, the giant lizard with scales, probably watching. I half expected him to answer for Diana, but he didn't speak. My mind began to fill with ideas of what it could be. What was I going to be tested on? Oh God, I hope it's not math! How is it going to go down? Would I have to fight? Oh shit. All of the possibilities lurked in my thoughts as Sam finished his food.
Hey.
Hi. I looked at Sam, feeling him rub my back gently with his strong, manly hands. Honestly, he just looks kind of short, but whatever. I felt some comfort in the gesture, and more from a smile on his face. My goodness.
You'll be fine. I believe in you.
Has anybody's mouth ran so fast? Nobody's mouth can run faster than mine, I swear. Dude, I could run a race. Do I... Holy crap. That V-line looks so weird. I don't know, looks like you have, like, muffin top or something. But do I want to consult the no? Just give him a... Oh, it made him happy. I was happy to know that Sam believed in me and supported me. I gave him a loving peck on his lips, causing him to stare wide-eyed with a blush. I had to giggle at the sight while Diana rolled her eyes and let out a groan. Diana, however, looked to the fireplace.
I will say this, though. It should be easy for you.
What the fuck are you doing? Get away from my manga! Get away from my manga! That's a sacred place. I am so sick of things interrupting me. You are not gonna eat, thank you. Huh, it should be easy. I swear to God. Go away. Diana nodded before turning around and looking over her shoulder to maintain eye contact with me.
Yes, that is, if you believe in your love.
Believe in... What? In him himself or the love itself? I don't know if I believe either. Yep. Believe or love. Beloved. I love you. I made a new word. I stared wide-eyed at Diana before she turned and walked away, leaving me and Sam alone. I grew curious and concerned, but I had to let it go for now. The test was apparently tonight, so I had to wait. Well, boo. If we slept in, we wouldn't have to wait so long. I arrived at the grand hall expecting to see Rabbit waiting for me. However, I didn't expect Diana to be there, locking it in a heated argument with her. I quickly hugged the wall, because we're just a snoop in this game. We're just a snoop. Wondering what was going on before I peeked into the room.
Rabbit, what you are asking is impossible.
Impossible? How is liberating my kind impossible?
Eh?
I know you wish to change the caste system, and I do as well, but it cannot be done overnight. Can you understand the consequences of such a sudden change?
Why does this music seem so goddamn loud? Because it is on 57. That might be why. There we go.
What does it matter? We are days away from taking control of this world, and what we demand will become ultimate law. The world will listen and obey every word we say, every word you say.
You overestimate the power we would have, Rabbit.
I felt frozen and very confused. What was happening? I thought Diana was with Rabbit and wanting change. Why would she be hesitant? Rabbit was fighting for a just cause. The arguing continued.
No, I am not overestimating our power. I know exactly what we should be able to accomplish. You are just too afraid to go through with it.
Afraid? Of course I'm afraid. Do you know what a sudden change in the system would do to everyone? What it would do to your kind?
What?
We would be free.
What? What?
You would be slaughtered!
Oh my lord! Yeah. Diana, PMS. As Diana's voice suddenly boomed, the air began to quake from it. I stared as Diana's form suddenly became covered with black and purple flames, glowing gold eyes peering toward the suddenly fearful Rabbit.
Not everyone will be as kind as I am. Not everyone will unlock the chains of your people's limbs just because I demand it. What you demand will sign the death wish of every animal demon on this godforsaken plane.
Well,
you know what happened in the human world when the slaves of that world demanded their freedom? Millions were slaughtered, and they are still not equal to other humans. Why not learn that lesson?
but they deserve freedom. I was astonished. Was Diana seriously comparing animal demons to slaves of the human world's past? Rabbit stared, still fearful of the suddenly intimidating Diana, but watched as Diana slowly calmed down and let out a sigh. Let it out. There you go.
I know that what I ask is beyond horrid, but you need to understand. A ruler can rule, but the people beneath them have voices and hands of their own, strong enough to disobey and do as they desire.
Such as we are doing.
I may demand the immediate liberation of your kind, but they may see liberation as a call to slaughter, out of desperation to keep what they believe is theirs.
I think I hear snoring from the other room.
I swear on my bloodline that I will fix this caste system, but you cannot demand that I force it overnight, unless you desire the blood of your kind to spill over the earth.
Without giving Rabbit a chance to respond, Diana turned and marched towards the exit. Before I could react, she reached the doorway, seeing me, stopping in her tracks. I just got here. She didn't say anything. She simply arched around me and left down the hall, lowering her head as she vanished around the corner. I turned back into the room to see Rabbit turn to face out of one of the large windows, gripping her staff to her body and biting her lower lip. This must have been so hard on her, but I wasn't sure exactly to side with. The blibble. Take speech class with me, you'll learn so many things. Both had valid points. Rabbit and the other animal demons deserved to be free. What if Diana was right? Rabbit's people would be killed in the minute Diana's liberating demand left her mouth. Even worse, they'd never be able to reach that equality Rabbit wanted. I could only grimace at the situation. It was a tough one, and who knew where it would go after the war. I was positive it would work out in the end, but I knew it would be tough. It would be a tough battle to face regardless of what they decided to do. Taking a breath, I walked in and made my way towards Rabbit as she lowered her head, placing a hand on her shoulder. Are you okay?
No. No, I am not.
Rabbit took a deep breath and shook her head, wiping her eyes and smiling her usual kind smile at me, making me frown a bit at the sight.
I just thought that I could make a change in this war. But apparently not.
Aww. Boop-a-snoop. Rabbit stared at me, searching for something in my eyes, before letting out a sigh and waving her staff and forming a bluish mist in her hand, as it finally disappeared. What? As it finally disappeared, it revealed something I didn't expect to see. Is that like a collar? Rabbit's hand, in Rabbit's hand was a black and red iron collar. Ooh. Broken around the tag and on the back. That wasn't what sent a wave of shock down my spine, however. Around the inner border were metal spikes. A jolt of rest in time. I cannot read what is happening. But I could tell that at one point they had been sharp enough to pierce the wearer's neck. What is this? I wonder. Rabbit placed it on the window, still with a sigh, staring intensely at it with remembrance.
That was my breeding collar.
Like bunnies. Sorry. Sorry, that was terrible. I'm so sorry. Breeding collar. I stared wide-eyed at Rabbit, understanding or at least putting together what that could have meant. She was a slave for breeding? Oh, okay. What I said is totally terrible. I take that back. I'm so sorry. As I stared, Rabbit let out a sad chuckle and shook her head.
I was born into a large family of animal demons. Rabbits like myself. However, we weren't born to have normal lives. We were bred to become slaves and servants to people like Diana.
I couldn't believe it. Did Diana own her at one point? Good reading. Good reading! It was horrid to think about, but Rabbit continued.
I was given just enough to live and survive by my parents until I became an adult. Then I was taken to a breeding brothel with a handful of my brothers and sisters. They said that my magic was desirable to pass to offspring. As part of the membership, they welded this onto my neck, hoping to keep me from being disobedient.
Wipes a fake tear. I'm so sorry. I feel the feels, I'm just not feeling the feels at the same time, yeah. I instinctively rubbed my neck, disgusted at the story despite knowing that she was going to be okay in the end.
Of course, when they found out that I was still a virgin, they decided to instead use me to stimulate their clients and male slaves.
What? Rabbit ran her hand along her mask that covered her mouth, shutting her eyes and tracing lines over her cheeks and down her
The
chin.
day they cut open my mouth was the day Diana rescued me from captivity.
What?
I didn't think I was going to survive, let alone have my face become normal ever again. But Diana did everything she could to heal my wounds and reverse what my keepers did to me.
Why did they? But why did they? Like, there's so much about your story that you're leaving unanswered. So many questions. Don't go, I need to know. At that moment, Rabbit slipped 2 fingers into her mask and lowered it, revealing 2 scars that traveled from each edge of her lips across her cheeks like a wide smile, and 2 more scars down her jaw like a puppet's mouth. Ooh! 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 I covered my mouth, unable to form any words, but unable to stop the gasp that erupted from my throat. At the sight, Rabbit quickly covered her mouth with her mask again and looked out the window in longing.
I was brought back here with all of the slaves Diana had freed and was given care. I saw a deep compassion in Diana. She cared about people below her status and wanted everyone to be equal and free. So I joined the rebellion and eventually became a leader alongside her.
Slowly, Rabbit's eyes began to turn from warm to longing to cold and angered.
At least that's what I thought.
Okay, what do you mean? Rabbit looked to me and gripped her staff in a white-knuckle grip, grinning her teeth before speaking and answering my question.
As soon as this war is over, Diana will take over and become queen of this world, unifying everyone under her banner. However, with that kind of power, she can change the way my people are treated. But she refuses to use her power to do so. She doesn't understand what we have gone through, what my people have had to endure for eons. We are bred to be slaves, servants, war fodder, and we have no say in the matter. We deserve our freedom. We deserve to be free. We should not be forced to wait for her to come around to it.
I'm scared. Rabbit was very passionate about her desire for her demon kind. It was beyond admirable. However, Diana's warning echoed in my mind, reminding me of what she predicted if she decided to do so as Rabbit asked. It was a difficult decision to be in. Yeah. I understood Rabbit perfectly, but I also became fearful of Diana's prediction. The demon world was a very different playing field than the human world, so I expected demons to be more ruthless about their traditions. It was horrid to think about, but the situation revolved around both ends of the... around both ends of the risk spectrum. It was right, but it could easily be deadly. Rabbit shook out her head, letting out a sigh.
I'm sorry. I shouldn't be telling you this. It was a private matter, and...
It's okay. I understood perfectly. The situation was indeed a mess, but something told me that they would be able to figure it out. Rabbit and Diana were smart women, after all. Rabbit looked at me in surprise before smiling slightly and nodding.
Right.
Right. Rabbit finally shook her head and let out a sigh.
Well, now that I'm done with my, business, shall we get to training?
Sure. With a nod from me, we spent the day forgetting about what had happened and focused on working on my stamina and power with my animal guardian. It became easier to direct, and it even became intelligent enough to defend me if something tried to sneak up behind me. I was thankful to my new companion and felt ready for the siege ahead. I got achievements. I tried singing along with the music, but it didn't really work. As I marched back to my room, I was stopped by Sam. I stared at him as he leaned against the door to our room, as if he had been waiting for me for a while.
Hey.
Hey! Hi! I knew that this could only mean one thing. My test was waiting for me. I pressed my lips together, nervous but knowing that I had to go through it, regardless of how I felt. Dana's words began to flood in the back of my mind as I took Sam's hand and gave it a squeeze. Sam squeezed my hand back, nodding, and led me away from our bedroom towards our room, the war room, where Dana was waiting for us. Okay, they both had different expressions when we walked in, but changed within an instant. As Dana locked her... Okay, dramatic music, nothing has happened yet. Just calm your tits. As Diana locked her sights on us, she let out a sigh and gestured to the table where a large... collection of items were placed and presented. Sam halted his stop. The fuck? Staring at the table in absolute shock. I, however, merely grew confused. On the table was an assortment of single flowers, each of a different color and type. They were... Oh. Oh, I know what's gonna happen. They were formed in a magic circle pattern, but there was no magic to be seen.
When did you...
Hush, this is for her.
Hush, boy. Sam instantly shut his mouth as I looked at Sam in confusion. He knew what this was? I turned Diana completely lost.
Dear, do you know what I've prepared here?
Yes, I do! I stared at the table, unsure how to discern it. A couple of ideas came to mind, but I didn't want to be wrong if it was part of the test. Sam knew what it was, too, given the strong reaction from him. Could it have been? I'm gonna end this episode here. Ha ha! See you guys next time.